Okay. Hello. We are back from the Lithuania to Helsinki. I didn't end up filming more than what I filmed. I probably need to convert this to make 2 videos, so this is gonna be second video from that week, the same week, Sunday. I've been home for a bit over a day now, so I want to process thinking. Yeah. I'll try to edit the previous segment to be a bit faster, because I end up freezing again. A lot of people eating and so on. So yeah, I'm now processing a bit of the thoughts that I had. I had the pressure of sitting with a lot of people and having drinks with them, and yeah, a lot of good talks. I really enjoyed the panel we had with the hosted by Michael Kaufman from Serbia. Then we had Mike from his consulting company, and then we had I can't say the name because I don't know how to pronounce it. Neither one of the two. Sorry guys if you watched this video. We had a really good conversation. We could have thought a bit more. Yeah, but yeah, it went well. Yeah, right now I'm gonna walk to the center again to process my thinking at the same time. That was the goal, and tell you a little bit about DevOpsPro, DevDays and Cyberwise. So all of us agreed that we enjoyed being in the event, everybody who I was sitting with, and people were really astonished how well the organization was done for speakers. So we enjoyed a lot how it went, and yeah, I need to figure out if I submit my next year's CFP there. Those guys were holding their sail because they have a smaller boat. And yeah, so let's see if I can cut that also short too. But yeah, the boys were processing their sail. It seems that I've gotten worse at talking again. Yeah, it's a process. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I enjoyed the conference quite a lot, and yeah, it was really nice being there. It's always great to compare notes with other great speakers, attendees, etc., and hear a bit about what they're doing with AI. And I have to say that it's getting more real what people are doing with it. So especially the hacking side, was really good to see what they're doing. It's that's where often techniques arrive very quickly due to the malicious nature, and then you can learn a lot about that. So yeah, good to talk about that, and I enjoyed very much talking to those people outside of the sessions. And if I would have to say to anybody who is doing public speaking what session I suggest, it would be Fredriks Carlson's video after it comes out. He told a children's story, but it was about innovation, fostering it, and he made it really interesting. So he had a yap around his neck, and he used it as a AI assistant. So he had AI running against it, and he had he had chats with it based on the story that he was trying to do, and he had guided it like how to summarize things and track things and so on. So it really brought in like humor value also, because it was every now and then very crazy. But it also was an innovative way of like, hey, you can really implement AI as an interface, even to a talk. For a moment there I thought that he was guiding the slides with it, but that didn't happen. Maybe next year. That would be interesting that the AI owns his slides. But yeah. So yeah, I did 2 speeches myself, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I think I got the AI is here, what now speech to a way better shape than it was before, and it's very close to the being where I want it to be. So 45 minutes. I also got it to be quite funny. So like topic where I'm trying to tell people that hey, your job is not going away, because the AI will not do most of the job that we do. Yeah, I also really enjoyed the talk by, what's his name? Gigi. He gave another keynote. It was a really good keynote about how technical people need to learn more about social skills. And then there was I think it was Thursday morning keynote. It was from a Danish guy who's doing like hacking stuff. That was good. So then if you're a speaker, let's talk a bit about the conference. So there were 7 halls, and if you're not like, you can also learn a bit about this. So there were 7 halls, and all of them were movie theaters. And the problem was that the lighting was really good for you, in the sense that you were really visible, but you really couldn't see the crowd as a speaker. So you couldn't know if you had 3 people or 100 people there doing the talk. So you needed to use audio cues for everything. No faces. Which was interesting. So yeah, and then second thing that was happening a lot, the 7 halls led to you having to keep up like with what is going on where. So all of them were next to each other because it's a movie theater, but still there are many tracks going on. So I required some tracking. It's also a lot of speakers, 3 days plus workshops. Yeah, more quiet on these parts, but I'm intending to cut them and fast forward them. Let's see if that works. And I can't have audio there then. Yeah, so you can see that like Helsinki is way more lively now here, the more summer we go. So it's gonna be really lively, bit by bit. Yeah. 3 days or 4 days workshops on first day, and 3 days of speeches from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. But with proper breaks. So it led to a lot of speakers, and there was a really good feature for speakers where we had a common WhatsApp group, and we were organizing constantly like events and panels and stuff. So we were really active, and you get to meet a lot of people there through that. So really easy to meet speakers. And after the workshop day, there was the user speaker dinner. It was in La Bohemia, and it was good food, but the space is really loud. It was the same space last year, and they did try, they did improve, but the space is just like too loud at the moment. So I'm not sure if they can improve it more next year. Maybe a different restaurant, or then like some kind of soundproofing from the restaurant side. Not sure. And yeah, I enjoyed the restaurant though, and I had a nice time talking to the AWS speakers, and they were nice guys from Germany. So it was an interesting discussion during the dinner, sorry. And then we went to a bar with Fredriks, because we had already done the tour de Vilnius. I have done it twice and he had done it once. But people asked me afterwards why didn't I join, because they wanted to talk to me. So next year I'm probably gonna, if I join, gonna have to join the walk, so people can actually talk to me doing that also. Yeah. What else? So then, second evening, there would have been a movie in the theater, so they were showing the Mission Impossible for free. Well, you had to have the ticket, but included in the ticket. Kind of a nice idea. So, yeah, I ended up skipping it, and I went to town with Gigi and Michael, and we had some beers, and we went to the Brothers Mussels cold restaurant. Really good, nice mussels, so enjoyed it. And then I went to, followed by that I went to, what's it called? So that's 2 evenings done. And the second day I had my talk about to start your AMP organization transformation. And I got a lot of really good feedback about it. A lot of people really liked the fact that I tried to explain the like the business side of things, like how do you actually drive things and what does it look like, and preparing to fail but fast, and understanding the failure. But yeah, so that was a good day also. Really enjoyed that. Then Thursday. Oh yeah, the venue, I could say about the venue. So Osas, the mall where it is in Vilnius, is like in the middle of nowhere. So you're about 40 minutes by walking, 45 minutes by walking from the place. And during afternoon and morning, it's gonna get pretty crowded. So there is like a lot of cars on the street. So it might take you a while to get there if you ever go there. And I ended up this year, like last year and the previous year, walking there actually every morning. It's a good exercise, and you get like good movement and breathe some air before ending up in a conference. I like walking, if you haven't figured it out. Yeah. So yeah, Thursday started by walking to the venue again, and then I had the panel. I think I had some other talks that I went to. Without the agenda, can't check it right now, but they were pretty good. Again, like I had met most of the speakers, so I knew what they were going to be talking about a bit. Usually always like you introduce yourself and you say what you're going to be talking and when, because you're trying to get other people to join. And then I went to the lunch with the Swedish gang. So Fredrik and I went to the lunch and they got me to get the cheeseburger. But it wasn't really a cheeseburger as usual. It was like a burger in a cheese sauce. And it was like so much cheese. So much cheese. It wasn't a bad burger, but I don't feel like having cheese in a pit. Which gets even funnier next when I tell you what I had for dinner that evening. But yeah, so it was followed by me going to the afterparty, having the panel right after. And we went to the then I had to do some work, so I ended up going to the speaker lounge. So the speaker lounge wasn't in the movie theaters this year, like last year or in the previous. It was actually in the Afterparty location, upstairs. And in there we had a table and electricity. Drinks you could get out of the conference area, so water. And you could buy from the bar more if you wanted. So yeah, from there I sat down with the Swedish group, had a few drinks with them, and then I got pulled by one of the Aura engineers to sit down with them. Went and talked to them for a moment. Then I went to talk to a product manager from UK who was hosting my track, and ended up talking with him and one of the US guys. He's doing fleet management pretty successfully, and it was pretty cool talking to him. It was like originally from Russia, and then he had moved to US when he was I think he said 18, to the city of chocolate, and now he was working on the fleet management. But yeah, then we had also Mira joining us from Czech, whom I had been hitting up. He's a security guy, and it was very funny talking to him also. And we were sitting on a table, and we three decided that hey, we're gonna now head to the dinner because we need to eat something. So Mira joined later because he stayed there. I don't know why. We could have it on our taxi, but yeah, and we kept people up to date with WhatsApp. Oh yeah, I have to go back to the Wednesday evening. Yeah, Wednesday evening. So Wednesday evening I took a boat, and this is the second time I'm taking a boat. Or second time I'm taking a taxi from the Osas, like usual, back to the city center. So after the conference I usually take a taxi back. Last year I took an Uber, and I, according to the Uber driver, shut the door too hard. And he gave me a bad rating due to it. And his car was completely polished already, but my Uber rating dropped from 4.99 to 4.7 for a moment, and now it's 4.95 again after grinding. But now I had a bolt, and Gigi opened the door, and the fix that she had done to her car, basically super cool, it was cool, it was a proper cool, came off and a piece fell. And when I saw it I was like, oh fuck, I thought, should I even tell her? She wouldn't know. But I decided to tell her. She came and she was like, oh wow, it was fixed so well. And I could see that it wasn't. But I didn't want to fight. Then she started tried to start fighting with us so that we would say stupid, but we just asked, are you blaming us? And played it very cool. And she was like really mad. So now my bolt rating dropped. But anyway, back to the Thursday. So we went to the old city, but there was not a military exercise, we think, or some kind of military exercise, leading to all the roads being blocked. So we had to walk from one place, but it was okay. And we headed to the old town from there, and we got there, and we found a pizza place at the end of it, and we went there and started eating. And then the order came, and I had my non-alcoholic cider, which ended up being everybody's drink on the table. Then I heard, oh, you're taking a salad separately, so let's have for example, cheese plate. Cheese plates are usually okay. We ordered cheese plate. The fucking cheese plate was, it was like a kilo of cheese. And let's remember, I had just eaten the lunch with the burger and cheese sauce. And yeah, so that day I ate cheese, a lot of cheese. Yeah, so then I got my pizza, and that was also covered in cheese, but that was expected. Yeah, good dinner, good conversations. Yeah, from there we started walking back, and I discussed with John and Mira. We were in the same side, so we were walking that way. Then John dropped out, and me and Mira continued. We had good conversation about walking, family, hotels. It was a good time, and then I walked over the bridge to my hotel, which was a Holiday Inn. Surprisingly good one. I might stay there in future also if I go to Vilnius, if it's cheap, because it wasn't a bad hotel. Yeah, that ends Thursday. And to Friday, I ended up drinking or getting to the conference again. Finally, almost on time, not before. So I was 10 minutes before 8 instead of 15. Bit by bit tuning it. Yeah. Yeah. So then I made it to, so then I was in the center basically, or right there. I had my last talk at 2 p.m, but before that I had to work. I got one RFP that I had to start working on in questions so that we can answer it, which I got to hear on Friday morning. That was a bit annoying because I could have written the questions on Tuesday, for example, with the airport. Yeah. Then Monday, then my speech was at 2. I ended a bit early, 3 minutes before time. We went to the hall to take a common picture before I have to leave. And the panel went wrong in that hall, which was okay because it was a panel. And then we took the picture and I left to the airport. Didn't really get to see that many talks because I was so busy with work at the end of the thing. Yeah. And on my way to the airport I saw the guys from Estonia, Elisa, so one of the Finnish telecoms. So I thought they were Finns, but then I found out that they were Estonians. No major problems. Got to the plane, really nice staff from Finnair. Enjoyed my time. Yeah, and then got to home. So that's my conference recap. I hope you really nice conference, really enjoyed. So I'll make one probably from there, not next week, but the following week, where I dive into the Hamburg plus Romania conference. Now I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if people are gonna enjoy these, but it's a different format for again. Yeah, and would I go again? Well, this was my third time there, so I'm probably gonna say yes, but I need to figure out. But I'm gonna talk. I have my topics, and we're gonna make the CFPs bit by bit. I'm gonna ask around customers to talk with me on important conferences. This one I'm probably gonna do solo, and yeah, we're gonna see if I can make some good speeches again for the next year. So yeah. Okay, you can I really find a lot of energy on a conference, like, because everybody's there in a positive mind, you leave your work behind, and you're there to focus on the learning from the things. It's really nice. I really enjoyed spending a few days in the sunlight. Now in Helsinki it's also sunny, so it's like life is coming back to me. Very nice. So thank you everybody, and I will see you next video.